Hey guys, Artiar here. So finally Dislyte posted their patch note. I've been waiting for it because the CN server, they already posted it. I already briefly watched through how the patch note looks like. I also watched through the highlights video as well. So we have the model. It looks very nice. Okay, the model, it looks very nice. Okay, then let's take a look. Pindar is a win Esper. To be honest, I thought he's going to be a Shimmer, but in the end, he's actually a win. It's a support Esper who enhanced the leftmost teammate, which is the captain leader slot. If you put him in Desolate Land, probably it will be any Esper that you put it at the left side, but most of the situation, it will be at the captain leader slot. So your S1 here attack one enemy, and then after you ascension it, this ability also increase the AP of the leftmost ally. So you can think this of Eugene. Eugene S1 can AP push the Esper who have the warm welcome, but this one here, we will AP push the Esper who is at the leftmost, which is the captain leader slot, when he is not at the leftmost leader position, which is other like position 2, position 3, 4 or 5. As long as he is not at the captain leader slot, he will grant bonus to all ally at the start of the combat, which is kind of guaranteed because you won't put him in the captain leader slot in this case. It will boost every Esper ally bonus HP. So how many percentage with this is very curious, but this itself, it will actually change a lot of things. So the few thing is now Esper will be tankier because it's harder to kill, and HP based Esper will get a lot of benefit through here. For example, Amir, HP skilling. For example, Lien, max HP skilling healing. For example, Sakura, max HP skilling. For example, Yukine, max HP skilling. Right, so also it will share damage taken by the leftmost teammate who is at the captain leader slot. So your captain leader slot here, everyone will be tankier because it HP higher. How many percent, with no idea, right? But it will protect your leftmost teammate to get any damage taken at all. Not at all. It will share the damage taken. Then S3, you grant harmonic control to you grant harmonic control and an extra turn to the leftmost teammate. So your leftmost teammate will have a special buff and also get an extra turn instantly when you cast S3. Harmonic control provides different different effect based on the Esper role. So this itself, it reminds me of one Esper, Lushang. Lushang gives effect based on the Esper role. So I'm curious, like, how is this gonna work? Is it gonna be like another Lushang, or is it gonna work something like Yamato? Because Yamato also give buff to different role, like defender get defend, attacker get attack. But I feel like it's more towards the Lushang, because if we look at the R1 here, harmonic control now grants extra speed to controller and support Esper. So what I guess, this harmonic control, it will actually give attack and defense. Attack for a fighter, defense for defender. Then now if you R1 this unit, your controller and supporter Esper also grant extra speed now. This is very OP, so it seems like it will cover all 4 different roles from what I'm guessing. Okay, then your R2, new passive effect, your leftmost Esper now grants harmonic control for 2 turns instantly at the start of the combat, because originally you have to cast the harmonic control, or you have to cast the S3 to apply the harmonic control. With the R2, you don't have to cast this anymore, you instantly apply the effect to your leftmost Esper. Then R4, nothing too special, which is on cooldown, your speed increase. Then your R6, increase the percentage damage share for the leftmost teammate. So for your S2 here, I think this is a passive, right? Your share damage taken by the leftmost teammate, let's say it shares like 20%, then R6 here probably it will share like 30% or 40%. And also reduce Pindar damage taken from share damage. So this is kind of like Zihe. So because Zihe, every time when your enemy trigger counter attack, Zihe will help you absorb the damage and reduce the damage to herself, something like that. But Pindar here will only protect the one who is at the leader slot. Leader slot will get damage share only, no matter it's active attack or share attack as well, and then will reduce the damage when Pindar help you take the damage. So this itself is going to be a very strong Esper, no matter in PvE or PvP as well. PvE really depends on how the harmonic control is going to provide to the team, and PvP depends on how many bonus HP is going to provide, and how what is the harmonic control providing in the PvP. But PvP itself is already seems very solid because of the share damage taken and also the bonus HP. It's going to look very strong for PvP and PvP, and not to mention this Esper can be obtained through Echo, so I think it's going to be through Wishstone and also through Go Record as well. Then the next one, Maria. Finally, a Shimmer Esper after since Zihe patch. It has been so long, I think a lot of you have been hoarding the Shimmer record, and now is your time to actually summon. And this Esper here is Atasic, right? I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, it's another Esper. It's no longer be like it'll be China. It's gonna be another mythology Esper. So Maria is a supporter Esper who provides frequent healing and can freeze enemy. The first thing when I see that you can freeze enemy, it's going to be Yukine. And I'm going to tell you, with this Esper here, Yukine will be very, very strong in PvP. In PvE, I don't really think so, but PvP, it will be very, very strong. So S1 here, you attack one enemy, inflicts hypothermia. If the target's AP is higher than the ally with the lowest AP percentage, imagine you put Yukine with the lowest HP percentage, then the target's AP will swap with Yukine. So this is a swap. Cause swap is a special changing AP changing. It won't trigger AP push, or it's not considered as AP pushing or AP reduction. Alright, so it did mention here, swap doesn't take effect on bosses, and it won't be counting as AP boost or AP reduction. This is normal. Cause TA swap also can bypass that, and not to mention TA swap can bypass immunity. I'm not sure if this swap can actually bypass or not, but you need to inflict hypothermia, so I think you can't bypass immunity because it's a debuff effect instead of like TA in the ability skill effect. Okay, after that, you will grant ranged keys to that ally after ascension. So you S1, you apply hypothermia. So if that target AP is higher than your lowest AP, let's say Yukine is going to be so freaking slow, they will switch the AP, and then your Yukine will get a ranged keys. So the ranged keys is at the start of the turn. So you have to wait until Yukine turn, I assume, unless this at the start of the turn also consider outside of her turn, because they didn't mention is active turn or not. So let's say it's have to wait until their turn, so Yukine have to take the action to receive healing equal to the percentage of the healer max HP. But there's also another condition or situation it might actually happen, which is at the start of the turn, it consider special turn as well, like Avatara, Assist, Pursuit, or like the Yukine bonus Blizzard thing. If all these actually considered as a turn, then this healing will also trigger. Depends how they actually code it, because you know their wording sometimes is like, it's hard to guess around. Sometimes it's active turn, sometimes it's not active turn, sometimes it's turn but it seems like active turn. It's very hard to judge. So, but based on the patch note here now, at the start of the turn, so I think you have to take the turn. But let's see at the PTR server, right? Then your S2, attack all enemy, AoE damage. If the target have hypothermia, which is the debuff you apply through your S1, you inflict freeze. Otherwise, you apply hypothermia. So if you have the debuff, it will turn into freeze. If you don't have the debuff, then I will give you the hypothermia debuff. Then hypothermia is when the carrier is attacked. Each stack gives the attacker a chance, how many chance, no idea, of inflicting freeze on the carrier for one turn. So if you apply hypothermia for all the ally, everyone have hypothermia, and you cast an AoE damage, everyone trigger the hypothermia. So everyone have a chance to actually get freeze. And freeze is a very, very strong control debuff, because currently in the game, a lot of Esper can immune to stun. For example, Jinchu, a lot of Esper can avoid petrification from Zihe, like Zihe herself can avoid petrification, Pindar can avoid petrification, Seek can avoid petrification, but there's only a very few Esper that can actually avoid freeze. Very few. So freeze control is the real meta, but because previously we don't really have a freeze meta Esper other than the frost set itself. So with these changes here, freeze will actually be a very strong debuff. Okay, then it can only trigger once per turn, stackable with a limit. How many stack, we have also no idea. And if you want to dispel this hypothermia, can, but every attempt only remove one stack, and you cannot apply this debuff to the boss. So what this means is, it's kind of similar with the Suicide debuff. You can actually stack it up for like 5 debuff, and every time you cleanse it, it will only remove one stack. So it's harder to cleanse it, unless you have an effect like dispel every debuff on that Esper, something like that. Then your S3, it instantly heals all allies based on what, I have no idea, but I think it's based on her max HP. Then convert Exile healing into shield. If you overload heal, it will turn into shield. This is so good, but this thing here is a little bit tricky. Your Exile healing turns into a shield. Does that mean that I can trigger Amir and Amir just keep on pew 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 you? this is something we have to try. If it's just a normal shield, because shield have a different type. Like for example, Jinchu will, when taking damage, will cast a shield, right? But some kind of shield is not considered as a shield. I can't remember which Esper. I remember there's one Esper doesn't count as a shield, but it's mentioned shield because it's not a shield buff icon. It's another buff icon. For example, the mob, they also have a shield buff, but their shield buff is different. It's not like the shield buff we usually have, the blue color one. So we have to see what kind of shield we're gonna get. If it's a normal shield, probably Artiar can actually trigger this and counter as well. Then we'll grant keys, rain keys to all ally for 2 turns, which is the healing effect whenever you take a turn. Okay, then passive is after any unit active turn. Any unit, including the enemy as well. Maria will gain AP. How many AP we have no idea. Let's say 5%, 10%. Then trigger Letman Blessing. Letman Blessing is heals all ally and inflict hyperthermia on all enemy. This is so crazy because any unit active turn, right? So let's say I take my action. I'm a Cliff team. My Chuyao cast S3 to everyone. Then because I took an FD turn, then Maria will get AP push and then trigger Letman Blessing, and then all the Maria's ally get healed, and then all my teammate get hypothermia. This is so crazy good, but one thing, Maria gains AP. This is important. Maria gains AP. Basically, your teammate is gonna be so happy. Gonna trigger so many passive, keep max HP reduction them, AP down them as well. So I don't know, like the shield here, we have to see if it's trigger Artiar or not. Then the Maria gain AP here will probably get countered by Yuhime, but she will consistently applying heal to your team. But in his kit here, I do notice there's something. You don't have a dispel in your kit. You have no dispel, and then probably we can apply like disease to actually counter Maria in a way. But we're gonna see how it actually goes. Okay, then for the Rezo, R1 effect, you instantly get a new effect for the S3. Your rain keys now, if the carrier have a full max HP during their active turn, then they will do more final damage during that turn. So, cause you're gonna exile the healing into shield, right? So you're gonna have 100% max HP and some shield. So if you have max HP, the condition is max HP, you do more final damage. This is gonna be good for PvP. PvE probably, but his kit doesn't seem like it's a PvE kit. But so I don't really think this matters for PvE. But we also have to see how many final damage they're gonna bring into the PvP content. Then R2, at the start of the combat, all allies get the rain keys instantly. This is also very good because the rain keys is the effect that mainly how Maria is gonna heal them. Where is it? This one. So instead of using S1 to slowly proc the rain keys for your ally, or use your S3 to proc the rain keys, you instantly give everyone rain keys so everyone can start healing. Then your R4 here, increase the percentage of exile healing convert to shield. So let's say the healing here is your healing amount 50% turn into shield. Probably your R4 here turns it to 100%, not sure. Then the R6 effect, after trigger the healing effect 2 times, the carrier gains 1 extra turn. This might actually be good in PvE. Not sure, but it seems good. It's because if you're able to trigger rain keys 2 times, you instantly get 1 extra turn. And if this effect is doing like, let's say this one, at the start of the turn, right, it's not active turn, as long as I'm triggering Pursuit, or as long as I'm triggering Assist also counts as a turn, then basically I can trigger infinity extra turn. Depends how they code this, but we're gonna test this at the test server. But the kit itself looks like very perfectly suitable in Lien team. Sorry, not Lien team, Ukraine team. We can put Ukraine, we can put Lien, and we're gonna put Maria together. We're gonna put like the freeze team and bubble the whole PvP battleground, and just annoy them. This is gonna be a very, very strong Shimmer Esper that we have been waiting for so many months, and I hope you actually save some of the summon so you can actually go summon for her. Then this team show, the event we're gonna go for, is the continued version of the Doomsday Horizon. The Doomsday Horizon is the patch where Lapis appear. So it's a continued story of where Lapis is. So I assume after like Doomsday Horizon or probably Summer Patch, then we'll only continue version back to the Meta Drew. That's how they do that now. And this Doomsday Horizon, we're gonna have Abyss Trial, Joint Forces, and Memory Reef, which is the usual event we have. But they're gonna have the Joint Forces. I'm gonna make this guide as well, so no worries. And then we're gonna have a new loyalty chest. Finally, we have a new loyalty chest. we're gonna have Fumisuki, Yuran, Ife, Brewster, Sienna, Clara, Tricky, Hyde, and Biotina in this chest. Basically, most of them are kind of mid, but there's also obviously gonna have a few good Esper, for example, Brewster. But yeah, it's gonna be a good chest. I'm gonna make a video for it as well, so stay tuned for that. And then limited echo, we're gonna have Pindar in it, so it's gonna be good. We can wish tone for Pindar. Zhou Hong and Ethan. We have TA and Lin, and Fumisuki and Mavis. So we're gonna see how it's gonna go. I assume why Fumisuki is in this banner is because probably Maria is gonna take like so many extra turn. We're gonna need Fumisuki to actually annoy them. Let's see how it goes, right? Then we have Celebration Collection, and Scratch Off is just the usual mini event, it doesn't matter. Then Knockout Improvement is a win streak bonus will be added into the Dispatch mode. So the Dispatch mode now no longer just cap out at 5 consecutive wins. Each win will give you extra points. So you don't really reset now, it will actually go higher and higher point. Then the win streak info will also be shown in the leaderboard formation details and report, like how many win streak your team gets. Then the next thing is actually very important, the Combat Trophy reward improvement. So now they're gonna, cause the incentive trophy, I think there's a bunch of players actually complaining that certain player did the PvE record very early, or did that before, like for example, let's say 3.0 Chronos, people actually made it out, and then they're gonna stay top 1 forever. They don't really have to play the game anymore to claim the leaderboard content. But now they're gonna change it. So to make incentive trophy miracle challenge leaderboard better reflect the player current performance, and reduce the impact of the past result, all miracle challenge score and the record will reset for each version update. So this is going to be some good and bad. The good is player can actually re-challenge the miracle challenge to actually get the top. Like for example, if I'm a player that is top 32, and then if I want to hit top 10, but because of the previous player who already achieved 3.0 before, there's no way I'm actually able to get top 10 anymore, because every good top 10 player, they have their own personal record in the past. So they're going to reset this. This is going to be good for the lower rank player, but it's going to be bad for the top 10 player or the top 64 player, because they have to redo the miracle challenge for the high like the low turn or the high score to get the incentive trophy miracle challenge, something like that. So I think this part here, people are going to complain. Some people are going to like this change, some people are not going to like this change. So depends on how the community react now. Then we're going to see if they're going to do anything about this combat trophy reward. Then after the reset, overall leaderboard will temporarily reflect your previous ranking. You can challenge the boss again. New result will count towards to the current version ranking and score. So I'm not sure what this means. But what I'm curious is, does that mean that after the new patch, every ranking will still remain the same? But if you get a new 3.0 or get a new 3.5, you will overlap the old 3.5. That's what I think. So that's what I think is like, though let's say I got a 3.0 before, and now if you hit the 3.0, you will actually join my top 1 3.0 and I'll become top 2. I guess that it will be the case. But we're gonna see how it goes for the test server. But if this is the case, I think this is not really that bad to actually get reset, because basically all your ranking is just that. Just that people who get the same score now can actually rank higher than you. Probably like if you have a new record, it will refresh, something like that. But I'm not sure how the changes will go. But overall, the next patch will be a very meta changing again. For the PvP will be Maria, the Shimmer Esper. PvE, we're gonna see how Pindar will work. But overall, his kit looks very solid to actually be a very strong supporter Esper. Alright, so basically that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is GenMP, SPVCEJVMQ, Trendcan, thank you so much for your support. And also special thanks for the supporter or patron of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Agni, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwalks, Rimu, Choni, Antonio Winterspoon, Cregren, Calamity, Rocco Standions, Jordan Alons. Special thanks for your support. And also special thanks for the Super Thanks MVP, HMZ, RY, and X, Reeds. Thank you so much for your support. Special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest 10. Thank you so much for Code Wardeners, Calamity, Agni, Love Fatima, Fatima Little Underwear, Bloods, Riku Fred, Choni. Thank you so much for your support.